A slightly horrifying coffee time in the morning as I was just trying to talk to Taters as she was drifting off to sleep for like the 12th time, and her eyes rolled in the back of her head and she gave me an exorcist sort of look. I'm just glad she didn't vomit green stuff all over my sleeping bag. Be not so scary in the morning. And the hikers set out for another day of misery, pain, complication, and scolding, apparently. We keep getting views of really cool mountains off to the sides and off to the distance. We're not getting to climb the cool peaks yet. In general, Gut Hook / Far Out, which is that interactive phone guidebook, gives us a lot of information, lets us know what water sources are up ahead, where the climbs are, things like that. The one thing it's pretty much impossible to get out of that consistently, though, is what sort of terrain we're going to be going through. Sometimes you'll see a comment that'll say, hey, it's a road walk for the next 30 miles, but often it's a complete surprise. Most of yesterday we were high up in a remote area, no sign of anybody. Now we're going through cow fields again, and there's RVs and trailers parked here and there. That road up ahead is Deep Creek, which people take either to Wise or up to Anaconda. We're just going to go straight through, obviously, and in another 25 miles or so we'll be getting back to where the Anaconda shortcut meets back with Butte. Our plan for today is actually to camp a few miles before that, and then we'll be on the main route headed pretty much for Idaho after that. There's only 50 miles left of this section of the Gut Hook guide, but they divided Montana into North Montana and then South Montana, Idaho, because we spend a lot of time right out along the border. I spent 5 years working in a project out in Boise, Idaho, and I absolutely loved it out there. I still lived in Southern California, but I had an apartment in Boise for a good chunk of that, and I came very close to moving to Boise before the current population boom out there. So I do have a special place for Idaho, and I am really looking forward to that section. Though again, I don't really know what it's going to be like, other than I have heard a few things like the Pintler area is quite pretty. Oh, I thought that truck might have been waiting for us with Cokes or nachos, burritos, burgers. How many days out of town am I now? I was reading Far Out comments last night and getting quite upset because they kept talking about all the food available if you just hitched like an hour each way. So yay, CDT. We went from a dirt road to the remains of a road to just flat out going across a field with nothing whatsoever marking the route. Oh. Just chatted with a local hunter, and apparently they've been moving the trail around this section. So this dirt road we're currently on is another one of these odd little wiggles. In a couple of miles, it's actually going to get back on that Deep Creek highway we just crossed, go down a ways and get us on another road trail. And it would be simpler to just walk the road. You know, probably easier pavement, relatively flat. But, you know, it's kind of like nachos. You can do without like little bits here and there. You know, get rid of the olives. Maybe you don't have any jalapenos. But soon it starts adding up to something that's just far less awesome. I do fully expect this trail to turn into masochist versus his neurotic purist tendencies by the end. The good news is, looking at the map, it looks like after we go down to the Deep Creek Road again, we do head up towards those cool looking mountains. Welcome to Taters versus Cowherd. Again, she's a vegetarian, so I don't think they're actually afraid of her. Okay, there they go. Tater's the cow herder. And they have her surrounded. Granted, she's probably just looking at the baby cows going, "Aw." Nothing like a water source with a little bit of cow poop and pee mixed in for, you know, extra flavor. Also, those look like lenticulars. I wonder if we got a storm moving in. I can only assume they mean a cow viewing area. So we just had somebody pull up in an ATV and claim that there is actually a new section of the CDT, which has not been reflected in far out, if that's true. And it would have gotten us off of this road. But oh well, what's a few extra miles of road walk? Okay, finally headed for the mountains. We've got about 6-7 miles of this road. And then I think we're back on trail. See, you gotta ask the universe for what you want.
Apparently.
I have been craving like soda or something cold and somebody just stopped. And lunchtime at 4 o'clock. Another stop where the pumps have been shut off. Not sure what's going on. We aren't going to stay here, but we are going to make lunch, get some water, and there are some pit toilets. We had another pair of SOBOs come in while we were eating back there. And that is a nice campground. It's free. Has bathrooms and all of that, but we've only done 18 some miles today. So we're gonna push on, see if we can knock out another 5 or 6. But it's all climbing. Everything's going up to a pass. This was the first permit we needed since Glacier and the Blackfoot area. Well, that doesn't suck. Unfortunately, we're not alone up here. First campsite we found had some weekenders, so we're looking.
Tonight we are in a very well-established camp at Upper Seymour Lake. Seems like this is a really popular place, even though it's a Monday night. There's 2 separate groups of short-term campers. Home sweet home for the night.
And what do you do when you can't choke down north sides anymore? Make fake ones.